so our texture is done. Now we're ready for one of my favorite parts. We're gonna gloss the doll. I like to use the air dry gloss varnish, which is great because you don't have to put it in the oven. The alternative would be glazing gel, which you do have to cure. So this is just so much easier. You can let your doll air dry and be done with it while you're rooting. So I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit. It has a tendency to separate. And I don't have a whole lot to explain here. I mean, the basic idea is we want to add gloss to areas that should be shiny on the doll. In this case, that is the nails as well as the lips. So I'm just gonna get a nice liner brush that's gonna allow me to get down to those tiny details and add on our glaze. It does leave a little bit of a texture, so make sure your brush strokes are in the direction that the ridges on the nail should go. So always apply from the base of the nail to the tip. And if you go beyond the nail because maybe your brush is too fat or it just slipped a little, while it's still wet, go back and clean that up because it does look a little funny when the nail is glossed and so is the cuticle. So we'll just clean that up. This is probably completely unnecessary, but I have a tendency to add it in a few layers. So I'll go through and glaze every nail on every limb, and then I'll start back from the beginning and go over it again. I think having extra layers makes it a little bit shinier, and I just enjoy doing this, and I kind of belabor it. So, you know, whatever, we're doing this for fun. Because this is an acrylic medium, make sure that you have a cup of clean water handy so you can rinse out your brush the moment you finish glossing. Otherwise it'll dry in your brush and then it won't be usable anymore. Here are some key areas to blush on. I'm sorry, my head's still in blushing. Key areas to gloss on the face. Of course, the lips. You want beautiful, shiny lips. And I really like to help myself to the gloss on this part. You can really put on as much as you want. It doesn't hurt anything. Now, one thing to keep in mind is this stuff does heat up when you're rooting. So if you warm your head, the gloss is going to become sticky. So just keep that in mind because things in the whatever you're rooting on may begin to adhere to the lips. So maybe you want to do this after you're done rooting. But I'm too excited, so I'm going to do it now. Okay. I'm going to use a liner to get it down in that crease of the mouth because we want it to just look cute and moist. Kind of slobbery. And this is one of the few things that we use that actually does dry clear, so don't worry about it building up and looking white. That will dry clear eventually. I'm just going to clean up these creases a little bit. Okay, this is one of my good liners, so I'm going to rinse it out now. Another good place to put the gloss is in the nostrils. So you can have a nice snotty nose. Oh, it just makes me want to sneeze watching this. Ugh. And depending on the age of the doll or the look that you're going for, you can actually bring it a little bit out of the nose so you get that kind of runny nose, drippy sensation. Now this doll also has some eye detail, so we're definitely going to want to gloss that because it's going to look so cool. So I'm going back to my liner brush for that bit. And make sure we get these little thingies in the eye sockets. I'm embarrassed that I don't know what they're called. I need to take another anatomy class just to do a better job of narrating my rewarning videos. Okay, so whatever those are, we just gloss them. Very neat stuff. this liner out again. And I'm gonna go back to my shader, and I like to have a nice shiny area right inside the eyelid. Kinda gives you that moist eye look. Now, actually, for this doll, I'm gonna do resin to seal the eyes. It's really cool material that I've been experimenting with a lot lately, and I love it for baby tears. It really has some nice properties that our glosses and glazes do not. So that'll be the absolute last thing that we do, and I'll be sure to show you how it's done. But all of that to say, because I'm going to use resin on the eyes, I don't necessarily need to put the gloss in the eyelid here. But if you're not going to seal the eyes, then it's a good idea to gloss those now. Don't go too far off the eyelid. You just want to be right inside where the eyeball is going to be making contact. Okay, and that's looking very pretty. Well, something has magically appeared in my workshop. Let's see what it is. Two adorable little baby feet. Rosy little legs and kneecaps. And a precious baby face. I'd like to introduce you all to Elizabeth. She's all painted. She's had all of her skin texturing done, and now she's just kind of chilling out in my in progress area, you know, just relaxing, taking in the scenery. Isn't she precious? Elizabeth's before and after photos, and I hope that you are equally excited about the doll that you've been creating along with me. If you're just joining in and you're wondering how we got from a vinyl doll kit to this lovely little baby, please check out the videos. I'm going to put links in the bottom of this video so you can follow along through the whole painting process of reborning with me. So our next step for Elizabeth will be rooting. She's going to get to take a nap for a few days. Rooting takes a lot of energy, so she's going to need her strength for that. And in the meantime, I'm going to catch up on painting my biracial baby dolls. So I hope you've had fun reborning with me and painting with me. I will be back soon to start some rooting. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.